most respected Vice Chancellors of the University, principals and other senior academicians. As part of the Mudhalvan initiative, Anna University jointly with Autodesk and Tamil Nadu Skill Development Corporation, we have launched a program called Fusion 360 Design Challenge. It's a month-on-month challenge. The problem statement will be given by the industry and the students will be trained on Fusion 360 software. We are planning to target 12,000 polytechnic students and 12,000 engineering college students. Based on the problem statement and the design what they submit, we select and shortlist the candidates month on month. There will be awards. Then those winners will be pushed on to the next level. So we are planning to do a mega challenge in the month of January 2023. So and also we look for a faculty nomination to act as a mentors. So in this regard, we have already communicated to all the polytechnics and the engineering colleges. We request and encourage more students to enroll and give the faculty nomination to act as a mentors. So this is what our submission is. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thanks to the MD TNSTC for the great support. Thank you one and all. Thank you.
Good afternoon all of you, and welcome to this very important panel session. We have eminent panelists here, and myself, Padma Kumar. I chair the panel. I am also very active in the CII and an executive director in the Saint-Gobain where we make glass. We have eminent panelist, Mr. Professor Velraj. You heard him today morning, and very accomplished professor. And I think he would be I think he can really navigate the students through to the next decade, because I think he has everything what he wants on sustainability. He has on the future of the skills. He knows the pedagogy and how it has to change. I also have my co-panelist Amitabh Abhilash Mishra, very accomplished person. He is the alumnus of the Chicago Booth School and has been working in the BFSI panel, where we have huge opportunity across the skill pyramid, and there are several opportunities where the Naan Mudhalvan scheme can actually benefit.
Anivarukkum vanakkam. Today we live in a very challenging space, and it's an amazing time to be able to converse with you. We have other three more panelists here, Mr. Jose from Oracle, and we have Mr. Ishwinder Singh from Cisco and Mr. Suresh Kumar from TCS. So between us, we'll just take it off. The first is to talk about how IT is a technology horizontal, and then we'll pass it back to say how it's actually being implemented in real time. So we'll keep it very brief, and if there is time permitting, we will definitely open the floor for questions. As you all know, that the whole world, the way we live, learn and work is changing at a remarkable speed. So the only constant factor is how to manage change. The emerging technologies that are taking our world by storm, and you have seen a fast forward button during the COVID, was because of AI, big data, cyber security, cloud computing, IoT. You have augmented virtual reality, AR, VR, which is also there in XR, and of course Web 3.0, which is coming. I have also 3D printing. Then you have robotic process automation, nanotechnologies, and the list goes on, right? So with all of this happening, the nature of jobs have changed. The whole industry has basically trying to become more and more digital in response to global headwinds. Having said this, does it isolate itself? No. Technology has become an integral part of every other sector, whether it is healthcare, education, banking sector, whether it is in the construction industry, whether it is in media and entertainment, electronics, telecom. You have even in handicrafts, in jewelry making, beautiful Kanjivaram saris being made. Everywhere there is a technology integration. So my panelists will give you a brief idea, and I invite Mr. Ishwinder, who will talk to you very briefly on what is cyber security and how it's impacting. Basically, he's looking at the agricultural sector as well as, what's the other sector, Mr. Ishwinder? and healthcare sector. Over to you, Mr. Ishwinder, please.
Thanks, Dr. Sandhya, and Vanakkam and Adri Chennai for this opportunity. And I am very happy to see the energy of this launch of the program. So, if we talk about IT or cyber security is not all about the technology in itself. They are much beyond the I would say the technology or a vertical specifically. So, IT earlier was studied as a trade or cyber security, but now it is cutting across sectors. And as we go, we are seeing that now people are understanding their infrastructure globally and also assessing their risk profile. So if I take one example, in India itself, we are doing a pilot with the Ministry of Agriculture, wherein we are combining the satellite data and the sensors which are placed in the agriculture field. And this satellite data along with the agriculture field data, the sensors through sensors which is coming, we are actually bringing a real time dashboards which will help farmers to basically make sure that they are getting a real forecasting, weather forecasting is there and all those. So this is how the technology is getting integrated. And now if I come to the topic of security, so if we talk about now most of the things even in agri or the healthcare where things are controlled and everything is digitalized, wherein the authorized access is very critical. So let's say I am a patient in one of the hospital and there is a health record, and most of the time if somebody hacks the hospital system and took my health record, medicine which was supposed to be given to me, the doses might get changed, and it is a life threatening stuff. Even recently in US there was a hospital which was hacked because of the very little stuff that somebody saved their email ID password, corporate email ID password into the browser, and because of that the entire hospital network was hacked. So this is how something like security is bringing, and same in the agriculture. So like few of the niche crops need the specific conditions to bloom and make sure the productivity is high, but if somebody hacks the system and then subsequently they play around with those data points and they change the settings, the entire production is on the toss. So this is how cyber security is cutting across various sectors. So we have unlimited examples. So going back to Dr.
Thank you so much, Ishwinder, because he's Cisco skills head. Because the data now, when it goes into defense or it moves into any other sector, it becomes very critical. All your credit cards, your debit card data is going to be with net banking on the cloud. So if somebody hacks onto it, then you are finished and lost. So therefore, whether it's personal data, it is going to be company data, it is government data and global data, all of this in every sector becomes important. So right from people who are very young, even in schools, cyber security is a very integral part and needs to be a horizontal. I will now bring to attention Mr. Suresh Raman from TCS, who is VP and Regional Head. He will speak on how emerging tech basically impacts more and more the judicial system, and also a little bit of light he will throw on the healthcare. Over to you, Mr. Suresh.
Thanks. Couple of things I would like, good afternoon to all of you. Couple of things I would like to say. I think all of us have talked about technology, how it's impacting the industry across, including healthcare and judiciary. But lot more can be done in healthcare and judiciary compared to what has happened in other verticals, definitely. With the communication, the 5G technology is coming in, and the IT infrastructure itself making life easier with cloud computing and storage, etc. And with the huge number of applications with leveraging AI, ML, data sciences, etc. I think things are there for every industry, and especially judiciary and healthcare is one thing which we feel we are not focused enough. I think in IT industry we talk something about T-factor, where we talk about full stack developers. We also talk about DevOps, etc. And then people are specializing in few things, or the horizontals learning many more skills. I think same thing applies for the healthcare professions also. And couple of things in this space with low code, no code coming into big play. I think it is going to make things lot more easier for every industry, especially I think this healthcare and judiciary needs lot more of low code, no code. I think here I don't know, some of you would have read our chairman's, Tata Sen's chairman's book, Digital Nation. He talked about access to healthcare and judiciary as one of the key things which India requires, and because of the digital divide and urban poor divide and gender divide. I think we need to ensure the healthcare is accessible to all. And very interesting point which I would like to make is The doctors are there, which are the super specialists, and the nurses are there, the paramedics are there, and in between there are a lot of things which can be done, which the doctor is doing on transactional work, which some either the automation can be done or the nurses can be done to train the nurses can be trained to do those jobs. Similarly, the nurses when they get skilled, obviously they are going to do something more valuable, and they'll feel more valued, and they'll be able to service the patients better. And of course, lot of the middle level automation, the missing middle is what we need to solve. And this will help doctors also do more of telemedicine work. I think the COVID has really enabled a lot of connectivity to rural areas, and doctors have been able to consult many people. I think this is a very, very important thing. Similarly, in the judiciary, if you see millions of cases are pending in the high courts and Supreme Court as well. So I think again, the judges are there and the other staff of the courts and other people, advocates are there. But again, there's a lot of scope for data scientists in judiciary, and similarly data scientists in healthcare like that. I think we need everywhere lot of analytics which is possible, and this is going to help service the citizens better, be it healthcare or judicial systems.
Thank you so much, Mr. Suresh. I would just like you to keep in mind, like when we have a digital world and when we are actually digitizing India for 4.0, more and more jobs will be application oriented. There are no single streams, and there will always be a cross-functional program. So even if I have engineering, which is CS, IT, EEE, or non-engineering, they should have the option to bring in areas of interest. So an architectural person might want to know something on energy requirement. Somebody who is doing healthcare might be actually wanting to learn about robotic process automation, because most of the operations are done on RPA now. Somebody who is on the computer science space might be actually want to go into design thinking. So a lot of cross-functionality opportunities must be offered in your educational program. In this regard, I would ask Mr. Josh Koshi, Country Head Director, Oracle, to say how, in the light of cross-functional impact of emerging technologies, how do you reimagine the education system?
It's a pleasure being with all of you, and Vanakkam. I represent Oracle, and the new technologies, I'll just give you, rattle out some names, is that this 30% is the attrition in the industry today in IT. So that's because of there's a huge skill gap that we're seeing today. So this Naan Mudhalvan program is a great initiative from that standpoint. And like what Dr. Sandhya rightly said, there's a huge push in the new technology, whether it's cloud computing, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and it goes on and on. So what we are trying to do is that give you enough tools and on the technologies, whether it's applications, because and everything is moving to the cloud. So ERP is on the cloud. So you can have BCom students, management students work on the process management on ERP. The human resource students can work on the HCM technologies. Marketing cloud is available where again marketing students or business management students can work on. So it's just expanding like crazy. It's not like only the engineering students are going to sit in code or work, and we're seeing that dramatically shifting. So I have my neighbor's 8-year-old child learning coding. So that's what is happening today. So I think this is a great step. So because in life it's going to become any repetitive stuff is going to get into coding, and everybody would want to get into coding, and it's going to become as simple as that. So and who else but all these students with so much of energy can really take over that. So then for employability, taking on the new technologies and getting certified so that you have one common base and standardized process, so that there's huge job opportunities, and a lot of jobs are getting pushed into India. And lately I was just reading a Harvard Business Review which said about why stop, one of the biggest reasons why India is having a talent crunch is because everybody is coming to India, and now after the pandemic, you can work from anywhere, and people are sitting at home and coding for a company in Netherlands, Finland, Sweden, wherever. So it's become, so the opportunities on the technology space is opening up, employability like crazy across. So great initiative by the government, and I'm really appreciative of that. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Jos. It's really interesting to note. But the message out there is for you to see there is now in the government of India an approved policy called the National Education Policy, where there is what is called an academic bank of credits. So just not important for students alone to learn, but as we grow older and we are in the workplace, we are also reskilling and upskilling. It is very important for the industry to be able to come back, or those who are employed, whether they are in government or corporate areas or any institution, to be able to come back to the university system to learn anywhere, anytime, any place. So keeping this in mind, it becomes very critical that not only people have to seek employment opportunities, but they have to also create job opportunities. So with this, they pass it on to the next panel to actually, a part of our panel to say what are they doing about it.
Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you, eminent panel members here. In India, we are very proud to have the digital dividend, which is ahead of us. But the top 10 internet companies are not from India. They are either from US or from China. And where does this skill develop is actually where there is capital and where there is innovation. And that is where Tamil Nadu stands different quite from the other states in India. That is a huge opportunity I see, and today when I was witnessing the entire session here in the morning, the commitment, the passion in which it is being driven is something which is very, very encouraging. I would like to compliment you, ma'am Innocent Divya, Managing Director TNSDC, who has been relentlessly working on this initiative. A big hand for her, because I've been in the skills world for quite some time, working along with the CII. Some years back, we invited the government employment officers from each of the district to visit our factory, and I think 13 of them visited. After the visit, they sat back and they said, we never knew that this is manufacturing. And whenever a student comes to them from their respective district, they say, no, I think it's better go and join IT, because that is where you can actually make a living. So I think I still extend the invitation to all the principals and vice chancellors who are here to visit our factory at Sri Perumbudur, because the industry academia partnership can actually benefit with a new way of working. There are two challenges which I see in India. One is who will educate and where will they actually learn these technical skills? Because today morning Dr. Velraj mentioned about what is it we are actually planning to do, but how do we really take it forward? We have an interesting panel, I think Mr. Abhilash and Velraj, they can give a different perspective and a futuristic perspective, and let's listen to them. Dr. Velraj.
Yeah, we have been talking about industry institute interaction for several years, but other than some few guest lectures, nothing is happening in these institutions and universities. But now in the recent years, the changes happening in these industries are very fast, and there is a large gap between the syllabus and curriculum available in our university and the demand of the industries. So the people are telling nobody coming from the universities are not capable of joining in a particular job. So after realizing that, I started totally changing the curriculum in the last year, and last one full year I worked for that with a lot of industries support. We have made the curriculum in a very good way, what I have explained in the morning. But in the process, what I found out, all the academicians, we teachers, normally when we frame the syllabus, we need a textbook. But whatever is coming in the textbook, normally the technology available some 10 years old, at least 5 years old. Initially the things, the new technologies will be coming in the journal papers only, then only it takes nearly some 5 years to come in the textbook. That is the major problem. If it is not available in the textbook, we don't bring it in the curriculum. So now I request all the industrial experts, whatever new technology comes immediately, that books should be made available. Otherwise, academicians will not put it in the syllabus in the curriculum. So normally that is not possible by the academicians to write that book. So any new technologies, tools, anything, textbook format, if it is coming immediately within 6 months, we can make the amendments in the syllabus immediately, then our students also will learn the things very fast. Otherwise, it is very difficult. That's what now, even while changing the syllabus, I found very difficult to introduce the new syllabus. But somehow, I got the input from the industries, all the branches I fully involved and tried to get the new technology developments from the industries, and it is introduced. But still, books are not available. In spite of that, I have introduced. Now, we need to train the teachers for that, or it should be directly handled by the industries. So this process, next 1 year time is there for, because the syllabus, new syllabus, whatever we have introduced for engineering, that major change. The second year is all fundamental subjects. The major industrial subjects we have introduced is for the third year only. So this next 1 year we are going to make an attempt to get the right, that is all the books from the industry experts, or we have to train the teachers by the industrial experts. In addition, all these subjects, mostly we have made it as something like experiential learning. It is like problem based or project based or case study based or hackathon based. These kind of learnings we have introduced. Some 6 months ago, NASCOM, Mrs. Sandhya, she came to our university and we had a discussion. The outcome was a very good course was introduced to all our 7th semester, present 7th semester students, circuit branch students. 55,000 students are learning one, that is experiential learning by IBM. With the support of our ICT and skill development, now all the 7th semester students, circuit branch students, 55,000 students are taking one course. In that, some 50 real-time problems are posed to the students. I think this the students will get very good experience out of that. Immediately after that, skill development department also came forward to identify some courses. Immediately we have identified some 20 courses for the benefit of the present 5th semester and 6th semester students, which will be taught by the industries. So I think this kind of experiential learning will be benefit in a large way. My humble request is industry should make write-ups, that is small booklets for the new emerging technologies that will help our academicians to bring the industry institute interaction in a large way.
Thank you, Dr. Velraj. I think the opportunity for internships are also there, where the faculty, if they can do internships in the organization, they will be up to date and also contemporary, familiar with the contemporary technology. We have Abhilash here, Abhilash Mishra. Outstanding work is being done in the area of on the banking and financial sector. I think the opportunity to reach out to the second and tier 2 towns is very high through this NSE Academy.
First of all, such a pleasure to be here, and my heartiest congratulations to the Tamil Nadu government and the Tamil Nadu Skill Development Corporation under the leadership of Ma'am Innocent Divya for this initiative. Very, very proud to be a partner to this initiative here. I was listening to my colleagues about technology. So if we go back, the National Stock Exchange, of which we are an integral part for the last 27 years, has been the first fintech company before fintech was a buzzword. You know, an automated stock exchange getting set up 27 years back. Stuff like cyber security, which the world talks about today, as part of the DNA for the last 27 years, because we not only control and own the data, but we also are responsible for the privacy protection of the people who do transaction on the stock exchange and the companies that are listed there. In addition to being an exchange, we are also a frontline regulator. So corporate governance, compliance, risk management, economic offenses, financial crimes, topics that are integral to the banking and financial services industry have been part of a bloodline for last close to 27 years. As the academy which exists to further this mission to the markets, our presence is not only in tier 1 cities, but as rightly said, in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. The bright aspect for the Indian economy and the demography is that we have the largest demographic dividend anywhere in the world. So the young population that is getting educated in higher education institutions today are the future citizens, and the first thing that they do when they get a job is open up a bank account. And immediately the entire cycle of economic activity starts. So it is but imperative, a responsibility for us to bring in the appreciation of personal finance, at least to start off with, even if the students don't take a career in banking or financial services. If you look at the World Economic Forum report of 2018 that talks about skills for the future, financial education or financial literacy is among the top 6 skills in addition to numeracy, literacy, cultural and civic education, information and computer technology. Uh, we don't talk about personal finance at home to our children, but it is imperative that they learn these skills because that's how they navigate through their life. We work with universities and colleges. All India Council for Technical Education recommends NSE courses as an elective or core subject in the MBA or PGDM stream. We work with engineering colleges. We work with MBA institutes, BCom institutions. In some of the states, we also partner at the school education system also. So with CBSE, with some 6 state boards in the country, as early as class 9th, our intervention starts for financial markets management program. In fact, in Tamil Nadu, we've run this program for many, many years at the school level also for last 12 odd years. I think the point that we're talking about the industry academia connect, it is the entire ecosystem. The students when they graduate, I would encourage all the principals here to nurture those alumni who go out and graduate and invite them back to the campus. There can be no better torchbearer of the university or the college than the student herself who has gone out and accomplished something in life. Please invite them back as alumni. Please invite them back as speakers or recruiters. I think that's the first connect we should be making. Second is the faculty. We have been running faculty development programs for faculty across, right from school to the higher education. In fact, in Tamil Nadu, some of the leading state universities, we have set up centers of excellence where we not only train the students but also the faculty also. The training and placement officers play a very integral role. It's a responsibility for us as the part of the ecosystem to ensure that their skills are regularly updated. They have right connections to the industry. They have right understanding of the requirements of the future skills that students require, and they're able to come back and advise students to do that. So we have, in fact, not only in finance, but overlapping areas of technology also. We are embedding our courses, short courses, and long-term advanced courses also as a postgraduate certificate program, closely with the higher education institutions. 2 of our initiatives I would like to mention here. One is our AI-powered learning experience platform. More than 137,000 students are on this platform, which imparts knowledge about BFSI sector and technology also in terms of self-paced programs. The second is our trading simulator N-Smart. Students who are interested in capital markets at school level, at college level can also access this. Working professional can access this. And I would say investments in market is just not about creating personal wealth. Even if you don't invest and if you go through a simulation engine understanding markets and behavior, you're also understanding economic theory, economic behavior, demand and supply, price discovery, negotiation. These are integral part of upbringing of any individual. So very, very happy, as I said, to be part of this entire journey to create the next generation of worthy citizens for India and globally. Thank you so much.
So just a bit for wrap up, just there were a few questions this morning on language. Now the fact is we have technology very soon that's going to come to your doorstep that you may speak in one language and it gets translated real time into another language. So you will not have problem in actually being a global faculty, a global university, or to be a global student who is an employee. Because that's how the world is going. None of you as university principals or vice chancellors of colleges should look to containing yourself in the local ecosystem. Invite international universities to be a part of it. It's now a part of the program or process. What Professor Velraj has very rightly said is this industry and academia are like 2 sides of the same coin now. So what has to be done is now a blended process. No more is just the face-to-face the only way of teaching and learning. Technology is changing so fast. By the time I talk to you in 3 months or 6 months time, it has changed. So writing a book now is a luxury. So the only way industry can integrate with you is offering you programs real time on an online platform. We have an aggregator of aggregator platforms which is there with TNSDC, with other ministries, etc., that you can use. You would see in the booklet that you have got a list of courses, all of them will be made online. Your faculty can be mentors to support national or international subject matter experts. So make use of that technology. It's a tool. It is not to frighten you. It is there to support you because you will never be ready for the future of work, and Tamil Nadu and India per se have to lead the world at large. We by 2050 are poised to be third in the global ecosystem. Today we are 14. So lead is US and then third is somewhere Japan, etc. And it's planned that US will lead, China will lead by 2050. We are equally large, we are clever. I think we need to restructure our strategy. So we've crossed very, very well with the education ministry here, with the skills ministry as well as with the IT ministry. And all of them have one thing in common. They are wanting to basically, all of us are living the change. But there are few people who actually lead the change and actually are the change, and that one lady is Ms. Divya Innocent. So thank you so much for this opportunity to make it. One person is making an idea into a practicality. I don't see why every one of you cannot think that you're someone like her who can actually support to make Tamil Nadu the Naan Mudhalvan state. Please, thank you.
Thank you, Cynthia. From the what next if we have to do on this industry academia partnership, we need to really leverage this platform of Naan Mudhalvan. It's actually the bridge between aspiration, employability and employment. And in return, it is reskilling, upskilling and renewing the pedagogy and curriculum. There are different approaches which we would like to even propose from the industry point. One is the manufacturing skills or skills related to manufacturing should go beyond to construction and the infrastructure, because there is no point in manufacturing and keeping it in the factory warehouse. I think the utilization of that is also very, very important. Combining the theory and practice, and the time to shorten between the theory and practice is the workplace learning models which we wanted to really encourage. So those partnerships, those contemporary knowledge is something which is very relevant. And when you talk skills, it is skills across the organization pyramid, and we cannot have a bloating one section, we need to have it across, and those opportunities are today visible through various training partners here and skill partners. The one point which I would like to emphasize, since all the faculty members and the academia are here, is don't penalize the faculty, you incentivize the faculty. The method of incentivizing the faculty should not be just the number of placements. It could be on the research papers, it could be on the industry interactions, it could be on applied research. There are several ways where we can actually incentivize and make it much more interesting. So I would like to conclude. I would like to thank all the panel members here, and of course Innocent Divya and her team, which has worked relentlessly to make this as a success. Wish her and all the team all the best. Thank you.